Hi viewers, and welcome to September's Earth Predictions reading. I hope this video finds you all well, safe and happy wherever you're viewing this from around the world. So kia ora to you all. We start off there with the first card that arrived, the Peace card. It's always a beautiful card to look at, and the word on it resonates such exactly what we're wanting on this planet. However, I do find often that when the Peace card comes in, we seem to have the opposite of that in many areas. So as well as human energies that seem a little bit turbulent, we also seem to see sometimes the planet and the skies in a little bit of turbulent energy. And I often refer to this at the back as being a feeling of the sun. So I get the message that we're talking about the skies again, which is fairly interesting given that we are moving into this passage or journey of comet ISON traversing through our solar space. So there's some messages in there. Definitely this whole reading has quite a lot to do with messages from the sky, the sun again. Last month in August there was plenty of messages about the sun and potential solar activity of one sort or another. And indeed we saw a couple of sun-diving comets, we saw some really big coronal holes on the sun, not much actual activity directed our way, but fairly low magnetosphere energy involvement. So the sun is active but in unusual ways, and maybe again for the month of September that could also be the case. Now the second card that arrived was the Prison card. This is the first time I believe that this has turned up in a reading, and I think it just gives us that feeling of being locked in, trapped in, negative issues. We think of the Syria chemical warfare issues going on at the moment and the possible intervention from the American troops and the American political side. So there's a lot of that kind of negative feeling going on. There could also be some fairly bad crimes again. I considered last month these chemical warfare issues a really dark crime anyhow. So perhaps we'll see trials coming to the fore of these type of crimes that are going on. So work related around clearing these up or them coming to the surface again, as well as that card does have energies of being stuck somewhere. So underground issues, trapped, darkness, tunnels, negative crime issues, hiding, hidden agendas. The next card that arrived was the Sun. Another message about our sun. I believe that card was also in the August reading. So we just get similar messages again. Children in the reading. There is some gaiety and some happiness. I feel crops may be affected. So possible increase in some sort of activity to do with the sun. We can sometimes see an increase in earthquakes again when we get these messages, larger earthquakes. The next card that came out was the Father card. I've talked about this in two potential aspects. One being we're pointing to the sky, looking up to the skies again. So we see things coming from the sky, objects. We're definitely looking for ISON, and I think ISON is going to be quite a spectacular event. I think it is going to continue its passage and its journey, and it will light up our skies. There could be other things in the skies, things that fall from the skies again, planes, rockets, missiles, meteorites, or activity to do with the skies. This also suggests warrior energy again. So we're still talking wars, activation on the war energy, things to do with families. Could be mass compassion events again, fathers and sons, or something around that lets people down, that has a deep heart pain energy involved in it. the message turned up. I often think of that as sea-related issues, obviously seaboard issues, storms around the sea, things that surge our sea more than we expect or change our sea in some way, big storms around the sea, possibly even quake-related movement around the sea, animals, mass die-offs. The last card to arrive was the Fool. This often seems to work with shaking energies. I see the little house. I always talk about the house sitting right on the edge. It's as if he's too close to the edge and he shakes and could fall off. And the Fool is about a new journey beginning. So we're on a new journey. Often shaking, get the feeling of that newness coming in. So maybe new ideas, new governments, new parliaments, unexpected events. These are quite sudden things that you don't actually anticipate happening. So anyhow guys, that's about it for this month's reading at the moment. I'll do a little attachment on the end of some individual looking at for ISON, just to add that into the reading. And I trust you all have a wonderful September. Take care all. Be happy, be safe, be good to each other. Much aroha. Kia kaha. So we do see that we are researching, constantly researching still ISON. We are looking for its path that it's travelling, so we're mapping its coordinates. We are also looking for its relevant chemical analysis, so that's constantly going on with regards to ISON. So lots of work is being involved in finding out what ISON actually is. So we just look again. Well, ISON is definitely on a voyage, and it's definitely coming from beyond the sun and our solar system and moving in as we see it, and it is coming in towards the sun. I think it will continue its path on, so that we will see ISON carry its elliptical path as expected, whereas Elenin somehow exploded and disappeared on us, the great Elenin that never occurred. So I think you will see that ISON will come through. That's a positive. So we'll just I'll just shuffle again. Is ISON just to throw a slightly different curveball into this whole ISON and these cards that have arrived for it. This is just a little bit of, interpretation. Everyone can take a card and read it with a different balance or a different viewpoint. So when this card arrived to see what ISON was, you could take it as being mothership with life forms on board. And then the scales card that arrived, you could take it as being, we will find out, we will be given the answers, it will be balanced up and we will find out exactly what it is. So there you go guys, just two different perspectives on what cards, energies can mean to different people. Heads up, cheers.